I think this record, we're really bearing quite a bit of
The emotional side, isn't it? Yeah.
emotional things in our lives, whether it's relationships or
Yeah.
life circumstances. And in some ways, I kind of view it as like an audio diary of like the last 6 months,
Pretty much. It's pretty much exactly what that is. And so the last two songs, exactly as you said, where I thought like, oh, after all this, vibrant, cool stuff, all of a sudden it gets really deep and leaves you thinking. It was like literally, I really enjoyed that the intro, which are the most important parts of the album are pretty much the intro and the outro, so you get introduced and get drawn into it and go like, ooh, this sounds cool, this is great. And what the fuck is going on? All of a sudden, I don't feel kicks in. So you have like the what the fuck moments and the, oh my God, what's going on? And then all these entertainments, with the diversity, but also how the record ends leaves you also with going like, holy fuck, like that was deep, that kind of shit.
Yeah. I really felt like I was like being carried off into the sunset or something. And
the end titles of a movie, isn't it?
Yeah, it really has that feeling to it, like we're charging towards some unknown thing.
I agree.
And when it ends, I do find that I'm compelled to want to start the movie over again. Because there is a lot to take in, and the first record we made was also packed with detail. I mean, we can't. It's funny. I've done everything I can almost to like avoid listening to what we just did because I wanted to just move on.
Likewise.
Mm-hmm. What I tried to do was keep in mind what I thought worked so well about what we had done and what people were responding to. But I didn't feel a pressure, and I don't think either of us did, to sort of say like, okay, that's it. We got our formula. Let's just start stamping them out now, Yeah.
No, I agree. For me, it was like the experience of the first album of testing the waters a little bit, literally. So, So the thing is like, it was like, okay, where is this heading? Oh, cool. It sounds great. Hey, we did a good album. And then, oh shit, this really worked.
Yeah.
And then, so for me, it was like really, I remember like on the first album, because I was just kind of throwing in some songs and see like, okay, let's see how it does, where it's heading, what we can do with the songs, how they come to life. And to be very honest, I was okay happy with the stuff I contributed for the first album. I thought like, what's that song called? The 5 song.
Katrina.
What?
Katrina or Tear the Walls Down?
Tear the Walls Down. I know the other one.
Oh, Falling from Grace.
Falling from Grace, exactly. Yeah. See, I already forgot it. So
Fuck that, man. That was like 3 months ago.
Yeah, exactly, right. But that was like a song. I mean, I was happy with it how they were on the album, but I kind of, secretly thought I can do better. Yeah. And it felt like almost, because when I started kind of, bringing songs in for our first album, I just finished a intense double album, my sister album, which was actually a pretty good album.
Of course.
And I was very happy with it. And so I almost thought like, oh yeah, some of the outtakes go to this one, which wasn't true. The only outtake was actually Voyager, which literally wasn't on my sister, but came to life on our debut. The other songs, I do like Tear the Walls Down and Katrina. The Falling from Grace song, yeah, it's all right. But it's nothing to compare of what I had to say this time. It's like, just, I felt so much more happy happier about the songs. Everything, all of a sudden I had really something meaningful to say. And I had a variety, like, and it's kind of weird. It was like so intense for me that all these songs literally bursted out of, like they came out one by one. It was like, oh, there's another one. Oh, there's another one. Holy shit. And it was like just intense, but also beautiful to create these. And I don't know. And then all of a sudden it stopped. And then I was like, okay, this topic is done. I locked this door. And then I kind of wrote new songs like I Love My Shark or something, which is much happier and very cool and very,
Yeah.
which I kind of like, by the way. It's a good song, I think. But
Yeah.
all these songs, these intense songs, I thought like, fuck. And I was actually very happy. And it happens on and off, you know, that when you're proud of a song or when you're proud of something you created. But this time I totally had it. And I'm fully behind this album, like from both of our works. Like, I mean, Big Wave is like a song that could be ecstasy at their finest moments, you know?
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So.
Well, I mean, I think you're right. Like with the first record, what makes it so interesting that it worked so well is the fact that we had very little conversation about what we might do as two people who are getting to know each other and embark on a collaboration. It was like we had a good vibe from other gigs that we did together and conversations that we carried through to that point of, you know, hey, let's do this.
Yeah.
And then a lot of it was just kind of like, hey, here's a song. And it just happened to be, I mean, I guess we were tapped into the same sort of wavelength of like what we thought would be suitable for each other. That's how we ended up with like companion songs, like such as like Katrina and Fly, you know, they totally belong on the same record. Yeah. So we naturally arrived at this really cool sort of synergy. What's different about this one is through that record, we learned so much about each other and about how we approach production and playing and writing that I think we were able to really see a clear goal of like, oh, we can get into some shit now, you know?
Absolutely that.
And even to the point where I started to sense as we were sending compositions back and forth for this one, we, you know, we're continually surprising each other yet again